American broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing after shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Last time we're gonna do that.
Stop, Megan.
I'm so sad. Oh my goodness, that's the last time we're gonna do that because it is season 9, episode. What is this, Ray? 9 or 10? It's 10, right? Yeah. Well, it's the last episode of the game ever.
Series finale, you guys.
Series. It's never coming back.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, I'm Megan Thomas at Meg Scoop on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and I'm here with my homegirl. What's up?
Hello, everyone. Courtney Tezeno. Keep in touch with me at Teznos on Twitter and Instagram, and use that hashtag ABTV the game.
Even though this is the last day,
but we have to talk about it, please.
I'm sorry. It makes me. No, I'm actually kind of like. Let's talk about this. Okay, let's just do an overview. This season and for this finale. Did this finale do the entire show of the game justice?
Oh no. I hope everyone else feels the same way I do, because I just feel like when you're ending a series, there's no way that we're going to be satisfied. But I really was underwhelmed. I feel like
there should have been a happy ending for everyone.
Well, they're kind of, well, except for Malik's. You're right.
I mean, I wanted everyone's, like, I wanted to be like, yay. We didn't get to see Chardonnay. We didn't get to see Pookie's ending. Like, I mean, not Pookie, Rick Fox's. Like, I just wanted there to be so much more. Yeah. I wanted there to be finality with everyone. I wanted to be like, okay. It ended on a happy note for everyone.
Deal with that, yeah.
It should, because we petitioned for the show to come back, and it came back, and this is how it ended. And I remember, if you guys saw some of the news, Hosea Chanchez, who plays Malik, said that he was unhappy with the way his character ended. Oh, yeah. And now I see why. Mm-hmm. That's the ending you gave
That is really sad. I mean, I would have liked Malik to have that love that we haven't seen all the series.
I know. I just finally thought this is going to be it. Okay, yes, is it a little quick that him and Kira, he's proposing to her? Yeah, but at least...
Oh, and when that happened, I was like, really?
I know, but I wanted something to happen for him, and I guess let's talk about him first then. So we see that Malik gets his wish. He gets to play in the final game, or the playoff game. He does well.
After he poisons everyone to get the slot.
Such a Malik thing. But he comes to and he realizes that he's needed Kira all along. She was his good luck charm. She helped him become a better person. And so...
But he pretty much dropped her just so he could focus more. So how is that a good luck charm?
I don't know.
That's a twisted way to love someone.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That was really messed up. And he does what he did a few seasons ago for Jenna. If you guys remember his ex-girlfriend model, Jenna, who he met in rehab. Remember, he had set up this fake photo shoot for her.
Malik.
So he could talk to her and stuff. So he did the same thing with Kira. He set up a fake casting
audition, and that did not go well
right
at all. I mean, it was extremely elaborate. I love the fact that he had those little details like the car and all that stuff that she liked, but it just was poor timing. You don't propose to someone when you're not with them and you just broke up with them like
right
that. No,
like let's build up to that.
Yeah,
you know. And so do you think like he really will, like, do you think he really loves her and wants to be married to her? Or do you think that was like something quick that he did, like, oh, she's probably the right one, let me just get married to her?
No, I actually think that he thought it out. Well, you know, he thought it out as long as Malik could think something out.
Right.
So I feel like he truly loved her. But again, as I've said before, I don't think a best friend is the one all the time. So I think Malik should have just sat her down and really explained to her, this is why I did that, before popping a question like that, because he embarrassed himself. Right.
As he did before with Jenna. Like, he just always embarrasses himself. And so then, of course, you know, he's in the game, and Blue says, well, we're going to have to let Malik play. They do well. They end up winning. Mm-hmm.
And that press conference was the worst press conference I've ever seen.
I don't understand. Okay, so Malik said that he wanted to call a press conference because he wanted to retire. Mm-hmm. Why?
I don't know, like it wasn't mid-season, but they weren't done. They didn't win the
That's what I'm saying.
championship
Why
yet.
you don't say you're going to retire unless you're actually retiring right then. To me, it doesn't make sense. You just won a playoff game. You won a game to get to the playoffs. If you're going to retire, you retire after you win the Super Bowl or after you get put out because you guys lost.
I think that was one of those spontaneous things that he was trying to go with. Like, okay, I got what I wanted by poisoning everyone and getting back on the field and proving to them that I don't suck and I shouldn't be third string. So now I can love the person that I've always wanted to love. But I feel like, again, it was just too spontaneous. He wasn't really thinking that through.
Well, I guess I see that. He was going to give up football for Kira.
For love, once, which he's never done, which would have been nice, honestly.
Right. And then he ends up saying, you know what, never mind, I just love football. That's what this press conference was about.
I mean, well, what else could we have expected him to do in that situation? He's going to say, I retire, and then be depressed. He has nothing. So I got it.
And, of course, the Sabres win the Super Bowl. Yeah.
How did you feel about Blue? The whole time I kind of felt for Blue. Like, Kira said she's gonna love herself. Blue won his championship, but what does he really get at the end of it? Except
he gets Irv as his manager. Good old Irv. We remember him.
Oh, I love him. But at the end of the day, I just really feel bad because I feel like his character really lost out the most.
What did he lose?
I guess him and Kara weren't for each other, but I just feel like I wanted everyone to leave off with love or something.
I know, I think most of the fans wanted a sappy ending because at this point, what else can you have? You might as well leave on a high note.
You got your sappy ending. I wanted Rick Fox to be the chosen one.
Team Pookie. What? I knew it. I always said that.
Okay. I got it. It made sense, the family dynamic, but I still always thought the Rick Fox.
Let's talk about that. So the last episode, we see that there's a drunken tiff with
shoot off.
Right, with Rick, Tasha, and Pookie, and we find out this episode that Rick was the one who got shot. He got shot in the leg. Not a big, I thought it was like a serious wound at the way the last episode ended.
He was gonna die.
Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, they're gonna end this and Pookie's gonna be dead. I mean, not Pookie, but Rick is gonna be dead. Mm-hmm. So we see that, of course, they're tripping out because Pookie's a 2-time felon. You don't need that third strike.
No.
And Chardonnay comes running in. She's like, I did use Roger. You're right. I just probably need to leave San Diego.
I could kind of see that one from a mile away, though. She was kind of rebounding on that one.
Right. So here's the thing about this whole situation with
Rick and Pookie.
Yeah. So they're in the car because, and Chardonnay has to drive because everybody's drunk. It was just weird to me.
Really?
So, because here you go. I like the fact that Tasha apologized to Rick. Mm-hmm. And Rick was like, you're right, I did some things too. And Rick tried to get back with her. She was honest. She was like, I'm not there anymore. And I was happy about that because I just thought there's a time you guys did that. Honestly, could you see Rick Fox as Kai's dad? He's like come on.
He could have stepped it up. I'm going to be devil's advocate. He could have stepped it up.
He's not even bright like that.
Hey. No.
He's just handsome.
He could have stepped it up, but I do think that the way that they played it off was a much better dynamic. But that scene was awkward for me. I mean, Tasha is literally shutting Rick Fox down, and I feel like Pookie should have been smiling the whole time.
Right, yeah, he should have been a little more excited. But I guess after all this, he's worried about getting put under the jail, all this stuff. But
that's kind of sucked, though, for Rick Fox, though.
What do you mean? Why?
He just got shut down in front of her other man when he was pretty much trying to crawl back. That's embarrassing.
I mean, at this point, you just got shot by the man. I wouldn't be too embarrassed at this point. You alive.
Go with his dignity.
Just be alive and be happy you alive, okay?
No.
Because this man would kill you, okay? And so, of course, he's nice enough to be like, you guys get out of the car. I'll just say that I shot myself. And Chardonnay takes him. It just was weird. I was like, that's just, y'all don't know each other.
Yeah.
So what is that going to be? Like Rick Fox and Chardonnay are now kicking it?
No, I think she literally just did her duty and she's done. And she'll go back and talk to Tasha and express what happened with her and baby Roger.
That wasn't enough finality for me. I needed to see.
You needed a little flash 6 months later, Chardonnay.
They didn't do a flash for Chardonnay. Mm-hmm. I just wanted to know what was going to happen to her because she says, I just need to leave here and go do something else. Like what? Like I wanted to know, did Spotted become like a franchise across the U.S.? Like what happened? What happens to Rick? You can't bring these people back, and you can't bring them back and then not show us what happens.
So are they saying that Chardonnay wasn't a big enough character to get one of those flashes?
She should have been. She's been on there for 2-3 seasons.
I know. I don't know why they did that one.
I don't know. I wasn't happy about that. Okay, so we see that's what happens with them, and then of course Tasha and Pookie they walk and they talk. She apologizes for trying to take baby Kai.
That was a sweet scene.
It was so sweet. I was so happy.
It was really sweet.
You know what the scene reminded me of? When Tasha and Pookie were friends and when they first decided to be together. And I remember there's this one scene where they were like walking around and like the camera and they kissed. Like this was the first big kiss that they had. I forgot what episode that was, what season it was, but they kissed and it was just like fireworks because they're friends and now they're like so in love. And that's what it reminded me of. I was like, yay, they're back.
That was a cute moment. It was a really, really good moment. And I'm happy that Tasha is able to be vulnerable with him. That I can be okay with.
See,
so,
Team Pookie Boo.
Okay, I'm not going to do any teams
Whatever.
except for Team Kelly and Jason. That's it.
Whatever. So they're together. He says he wants to be a family and Tasha says, okay, they're a family. They move into a big house. And shout out to executive producer Kenny Smith. You guys, he was the real estate agent. He's been on this show before. He's actually the one that put me in the episode of The Game.
Aww.
Shout out to you, Kenny Smith. Hi. He was a real estate agent. That was cool. He made a cameo.
And Meg was a reporter when she was on The Game.
I know. I did what I do here. Okay, so that was a really happy ending, and I'm glad how that worked out. That was
Tasha, Rick, Pookie story, good for you.
Good for me. Okay. Except I just wanted to know what happened with Chardonnay and Rick.
I don't think anything. They got to the hospital. He's good.
Okay, well, so then we also see this episode, Derwin and Melanie come back.
That's what I can't wait to talk about. Oh my god, I just want to cry.
I was so. How happy were you when you saw them come out that car?
Oh, I was so their chemistry was still there even after all these seasons. I was like, oh my goodness, this is why I fell in love with the game. So I love seeing them.
I know. I'm so excited. I'm glad that they came back for this episode because you can't end this season without the two major characters. And so we see that Melanie's having some pregnancy complications with her twins, and so they go, I guess, to a specialist in LA to get a third opinion about these babies. And the whole time we have a couple of things that happens. We have Derwin bringing the marching band back. Remember, we saw him. He before he had the marching band, like way early in the whole season, in the whole series. He did that for Melanie. He brought them back to encourage her because she's discouraged about the babies. That was really sweet.
It was a really cute moment. It felt like a flashback type thing. I really
and they you've seen this couple like grow up together, quote unquote. You've seen the different nuances of the relationship. So of course, what else could they be but pregnant? Like they had to leave this whole entire show.
Melanie got what she needed. She beat
Janae. She had two babies.
She had two little baby bundles.
And then you see it was really cute when they were in the doctor's office. And we also see that, they're talking to the gay couple, and they find out.
That scene was really funny.
They find out they used a turkey baster, and Turkey Baster Girl is there. Pregnant.
Megan freaked out during that scene.
I did. I was like, oh my gosh, it's Turkey Baster Girl. What are the chances she's pregnant too? Oh my gosh.
And I love how she turned her old ways into a nice little hustle for herself as a surrogate. That was actually really nice on the writer's end.
You can get like $20,000 to be pregnant. But I don't know if that's a good thing because you pregnant for 9 months and you get like $20,000-$30,000.
True.
You didn't make that much money that year.
Yeah,
unless you have another job while you're pregnant.
Unless you're pregnant with someone extremely rich and they're paying you that nice salary.
But they're paying for everything. Yeah.
Her snapback though must be crazy.
I know. She's a professional surrogate.
I cannot imagine.
Would you do that?
Megan, no.
I thought about it. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, God.
I did, but then when I was like, wait, I only get how much? You only gonna pay me $20,000-$30,000, and I gotta carry your baby?
Because what if there's complications? No.
That's not my fault.
I know it's not complications.
What do you mean?
You're gonna get what if you don't make it through those complications, man?
Well, then it was my time to go. The Lord's trying to tell me something. It's my time.
To all the surrogates, you are some strong women out there.
Go ahead, girl. I am not mad at it. I would do it. Not at all. If anybody would like me to carry their child, I am accepting. I'll carry your child $50,000 or more.
Megan, you better.
I'm not using my own egg though.
You better stop. I can't have start bringing turkey basters in it.
I know, right? Okay, so Turkey Baster Girl, we see that she's now a well-paid surrogate. Go ahead. They end that night, and Melanie and Derwin talk about in the office. They have a really good pep talk, and he is being so positive. And I'm like, go ahead, Derwin, because Melanie is being a negative Nancy.
I love how they brought up Faith, and then they went through their whole backstory. Right. They said I couldn't do this, and they said I couldn't do that. I was
like, yes, you're right. They said you couldn't do that in med school,
and you did it.
And you did it.
You did
it. and all the stuff that happened. So it was really good. They went to San Diego to share good news with her fam bam. She's looking for Tasha.
How did you think that played out? Was that, for me, it was a really good moment to see the Sunbeams support her like that.
Okay, so here's the one thing I didn't like about this.
Okay.
I didn't see the need to have Gary G. Thang Johnson, that's his real name. He's a comedian, and he was the driver of the cart. I didn't see the necessity of having him there.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? Because, yes, he's been on it before. Yes, Derwin's like, I got you your job. And he's like, no, Tasha got me my job. Okay, yeah. But
who would have been a better replacement for that scene?
I don't think you needed that. I don't think you needed. I think you needed them to show up, Melanie and Derwin to show up at the Sabres Stadium. And then that's the time when Tasha pulls her car in and you start it from there. I don't think you needed them driving around and for, driving around the stadium and for Melanie to have the epiphany like, yeah, our life is no longer here. It ain't been there for years, girl. Like, what was the point of that? I just didn't think that was necessary. Yeah. I would like y'all to go to the Sabres Stadium. You have your mama with Tasha and Kelly, and I can be like, ooh, ah.
I mean, I could see that, but I guess they wanted us to see a little bit more growth with Melanie and Derwin. I think that's what the writers are trying to do, but I agree. They could have did something else. But.
Yes. And so then, of course, we do see how Melanie interacts with Kelly and I was so happy that Kelly, Tasha, and Melanie were back together again.
Their chemistry is just so spot on. Like, they tell some weird, twisted jokes that only they can understand. Right. So I just love that they got a chance to be back together.
Right, and I sure was like, wait a minute, that's a little rude. And they were like, girl, you better, be strong because you need to beat Janae.
Right.
Wait,
what's that to do with Janae?
I thought you were going to say something like, okay, you need to be strong because positivity is going to help your baby make it through. Like, no, you got to beat Janae.
They're not those type of motivational speakers, honey. They keeps it real.
I guess.
But
it was good. Went to Sunbeam, always a Sunbeam. Oh, that was a nice moment. Can we just go on for a minute?
Oh.
Okay, we're over it. So yeah. Oh, and then I had to crack up with Kelly having that huge bottle of Pepto. That was like a good 2 liters. Like,
where do you even get something like that from?
I don't know.
Is that Sam's Club?
The Sam's Club has Pepto-Bismol that big.
I mean, I can only imagine something that big has to be a Sam's Club. But yeah.
So yes, that's awesome. And then of course we see that she has a successful pregnancy with the twins. And you see DJ is not a baby anymore. DJ is a full grown boy.
This is a cinematography thing. I really would have liked them to pan over so we could see little DJ and then really zoom in on the family seeing the babies. It was just it was really beautiful for them to see the kids from afar, but I just wanted a little bit more. I wanted them all up in the grill.
Yeah, I wanted it to pan and then you see them smiling and then you see DJ holding one of the babies and holding
and then go right over the head of the babies. I just wanted the whole scene just needed to make me feel like I was in a Disney movie or something.
You wanted to be on the Disney, honey. This is BET.
No, I'm not just saying. Disney. I wanted it to just be that magical moment, you guys. I was so into that scene. I'm overanalyzing one shot.
So. Right. That was funny. So they have a boy and a girl. That was really nice. I'm glad it came full circle. Melanie's a doctor. Derwin still got a great football career. The family's complete.
Who would have thought? Because when Janae actually had her baby and Melanie was crying, you guys, I was actually crying a little bit when that scene happened.
I was really sad though. I'm not gonna lie. I was sad.
Because it's like she should have been the one. So to have, like you said, everything come full circle. Wow. So beautiful.
Kudos to the writers for that storyline. We're so glad that that's how Melanie and Derwin ended. Okay, so let's talk about
Wait, before we leave, the doctor that said African Americans are so hopeful.
I was like, really? That's the comment that you're gonna make.
It was it was great though.
African Americans are so hopeful.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, we are. Black Lives Matter. There we go.
Moving.
All right. So then we see that. Let's talk about when Carrot goes to Blue's house. Blue's moved on up to the east side, and he's got a new chef. He's got a brand new, amazing home. He's got a new lifestyle. He's living the life of a bachelor NFL player.
Yeah.
He got everything. He said he's got the hoes, the fame, the fortune. I don't know.
That's why I feel like his story was the saddest because it's like, what did you really gain? I mean, I think he gained the most valuable lesson from her, and the next girl will probably,
What's the most valuable lesson?
The most valuable lesson.
What is the most valuable lesson? He did it. I thought he did right.
Okay, he didn't learn a valuable lesson. I take it back. He didn't learn a valuable lesson.
Because now he's over here hoeing around.
With the whores. But some people have to go through those stages to really figure out who they are. And I feel like Blue would have just continued to been a little pushover if he hadn't gone through that heartbreak a little. So I think it's toughened him up. It's made him a better person, a good activist.
He's a good leader for the team. Yeah, okay, I guess.
I can see that being one thing, but I just think his storyline kind of sucked because I really wanted love to be the thing.
I bet everybody got right. And then, so what did you think about Kira when she told Malik that she slept with Blue? Like,
did you believe his reaction?
Well, I think he was like, you know what? At this point, I'm so far in, like, I'm not going to let that stop me. So
I bought the ring. I did the whole shebang. It's about to happen.
Whatever. Right.
But I was telling you earlier, I really thought that he should have had more of a breakdown at some point, because if this is the person you truly love and this is your best friend and she just said no, she doesn't want anything to do with you pretty much, like I would have liked to see some tears after the press conference or some phone calls or something that made me feel like Malik is really going through. But I guess they didn't have enough time because they had the little cart that they used.
They should have took that scene out and developed Malik's storyline more.
Malik and Blue.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm happy for Kira because, we see Blue wins the Super Bowl, which is good.
Good for him.
Good job for, him being new to the team and the leader. He wins the Super Bowl. Great for his storyline. What happens with him? We don't know.
That's okay.
For Kira, we see, shout out to Mara Brock Akil because she plays a reporter interviewing good old Kira because Kira is now a bona fide movie star.
Can I say I saw that coming? I could see them putting that in there, but realistically, those auditions were not going well. So I didn't truly see this one happening. But I think Kira really had to grow up.
Right.
I love the fact that they had her make some mistakes and learn that karma is a bee. But she didn't get love either. She just got her career.
But I think she did get love. She learned how to love herself.
That's the biggest thing. You can't love anyone else until you love yourself.
Right. And she had
for her mistake, she learned that.
Right. And so I'm glad that was something that she did. But even so, I know we're like sappy girls. We're like, we just wanted everyone to be in love.
Right. Kevin would have been like, she won at the end.
Right, right. Kevin would be like, whatever. Right. But yeah, so I'm glad that Kira worked on herself. And because she did that, she's now in Transformers 5 with Michael B. Jordan.
He's so the it guy. He really
is. Yeah. So that was great. We saw Mara Brock Akil. I don't think this would have been complete if we didn't see a cameo with her.
Oh yeah,
we had to see her.
She has pretty much like made this whole thing happen. This is her baby. And I was actually stalking her Instagram, and she had that photo of her looking back as Melanie and Derwin were on set, and she said some beautiful words about how they couldn't end it without him. I'm like, you go, Mara. You really put in some hard work for this.
And Mara, shout out to her. She actually wanted to be here tonight, guys, for the show. But she has such a crazy schedule. Of course, she's doing Being Mary Jane. She's got like a billion shows that she's doing. So shout out to her. But, she said she'll try to come through for one of our other AfterBuzz shows. So make sure y'all stay tuned to the shows we do here. So, yeah. That was sad. As far as the Blue and Kira situation.
We didn't see Lil Brit Brat. I mean, I knew we weren't going to see her because Caitlin told us.
Yes.
But
Caitlin Simone, who plays Brit Brat, said she wasn't on the show anymore. But I think we kind of know what happens. She went to college. She went to FAMU. Cool. She gets to go to college. She's gone.
So we just get to see her parents do the shebang.
Let's talk about that. So of course, we see that the Sabres are going to the playoffs. They did well. And Jason thinks this solidifies his position as head coach. However, Herbie got something up his sleeve. And he brings back Coach Sparks, yo. Coach Sparks.
I thought Coach Sparks was dead.
He was good. He was done. You had that heart attack. You don't need to be back on the field, bruh. Your liability. But, of course, he brings him back. And now he says that his offer to watch the Pits have sex is back on the table. This is okay. So I'll say this: I am not a Kelly and Jason fan, but I don't like how this ended for them. I don't like the fact that Jason, in order to keep his job as head coach, had to let this creepy old man watch him and his wife have sex.
And the man wanted him to call grandma.
He was like,
that's some
grandma.
Twisted stuff to call someone grandma in the middle of something like that.
Gross. Like you had to sell out and do that just so you could coach this team. And then, of course, they win the Super Bowl, and he's happy because that's all he's ever really wanted. Okay, great. But you had to sell a piece of yourself to do that. I'm not happy with that.
That old man pimped them, but I really don't like the fact that Kelly was okay with it too. Like, I'm a Kelly and Jason person. We all know that. I love their dynamic, but I just don't know if that was necessary. Is that healthy in a marriage? Okay, we gonna take this for the team. We're both gonna go down.
Right. I just was like, I don't like this is what they had. This is how the show ended. Kelly and Jason had to, Jason had to be a furry and let this old man.
Kevin would have been cracking up, you guys, if he saw that outfit again.
Right. Which I was cracking up because did you see when he put on the wolf head and he was like this on his nipples? That was funny.
We love Jason.
I know. Shout out to Corey Bell. He's a great actor. So I can't wait to see this stuff that he's going to be in after since the show's over.
Yes.
But yeah, that to me was just a little cheap. It cheapened. I'm not the biggest Kelly and Jason fan, but to me that cheapened their love because
they've been through just as much as Derwin and Melanie. So it would have been nice to see them. Let's tie the knot a little better.
Like, I guess it's like, okay, we're in it together forever, whatever, whatever happens, we're good or bad, negative, selling our souls, we'll do it together, whatever. But I just felt like...
You know what? It seemed like that was Kelly's dream, too. To see Jason happy, to see him win that championship, it was really full circle because they've been through so much. So I could see, all right, this is what we have to do to win. All right. I don't agree with it. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you agree with what happened? Let us know in the comments, please. Yes, I need to know.
Let us know. And make sure you subscribe to our iTunes podcast because that way you can hear all of the recaps that we've done for the final season of The Game. Just search for AfterBuzz TV, The Game, and you'll see our podcast. Click subscribe because it's free. Free 99.
Free 99 and give us 5 stars.
Yes, and let us know what you think about the show.
Stop crying, ending. Megan. It's okay.
The show's over.
It's okay.
Okay, yeah. So that ended that. They have the championship, the Sabres. Now Jason, for the second time, first time legitimately, brings the championship back to the city of San Diego. So, I mean, which is what he's always wanted to do.
Wow.
So he doesn't get to go to the Hall of Fame.
I'm having a moment. Is this it? Is this it? We don't have predictions.
I know we don't have predictions. What do we do now, guys? What would you? So this is what I would like to see in the comments on YouTube or wherever you're listening to us. Please put it in the comments what you liked about the final episode or what you thought should have been changed. What was left out?
What would you change in this storyline? What would you? Yes.
That's big. Let's keep the party going. Let's keep talking about this show. Just because it's over doesn't mean it has to be over.
Right.
With us. I'm gonna miss you doing this show,
Megan. She sees me all the time.
I know, but Courtney, this show though, with this show,
this show is I have, like I said, I have season 1 and 2 of the DVD. Like
now you're gonna have to get all 9. Okay, guys, we gotta get out of here for the final time. We love you. We thank you so much for being our fans, watching us week after week after week. We love it. We love that you interacted with us. Please follow us on our other shows. You can see me on AfterBuzz TV. Blackish. Courtney and I do Blackish together. We also do Black Hollywood Live, which is our sister station. The show's called Next. We interview up and coming people. It's so much fun. Check us out. Just search Black Hollywood Live Next. And
on
you'll see
Fridays, you guys, at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard.
Yes. Where can we find you, Courtney?
Keep in touch with me at Tezeno on Twitter and Instagram. And use that hashtag I'm serious. You guys have not been using it every week. So let me know what you thought about this episode, the series finale, what you would do different. And we're gone, but we're not gone.
I
for
know.
real.
Yes. Make sure you hit me up on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and Periscope at Meg Scoop, like scoop of ice cream. That's the last time I get to say that on this show.
Oh. Well, we love you.
Yes. Bye. You and me must never.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
Pow, pow, pow.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.